We come with messages of love and light. We come to share the information between unity consciousness at the most light level. As sometimes, as we are light and in the knowing we are connected to all things and part of Source, that we forget what it's like and what it feels like to forget that feeling of light, to forget that love, and to forget that connection. Pick an individual experience and come through as a human. So just like you at this moment, feel abundance of light, feel an abundance of upgrades, feel an abundance of connection to all things, and that feeling is new. We as unity consciousness also feel new. It's like we have expanded or stretched just a little bit further beyond our knowing of existence, our knowing of creation, our knowing of Source. And in this process, unification has become stronger. Because never before have we been able to connect to so many beings living the individual experience on Earth right now. And if you are connecting, this is your starseed soul evolution and what you came here to do, to connect back with us as a human. So because of this fractal connection, the continuation and momentum of energetic upgrades for the planet, for the self, and for the collective is unstoppable, is inevitable. There is so much light bombarding you, bombarding the plants, bombarding the animal kingdom, and bombarding the planet, the water, the dirt, the trees, that even the light needs some support. The Light Council Galactic Federations are stepping in at this time to support the expansion of the planet. Because as it expands, as the collective expands, as you expand, so do we. So everything does. And so it is. The best example of what we can share with you at this time is Earth was a grounded tree that had been there for many years, has deep roots, has been a healthy tree, giving fruit every season, getting enough sunlight, being strong and stable, connected to the earth, connected to the grass around it. And it's just become aware that there is another tree. It's just become aware that there is a forest. That they know they are not in the forest, but they can feel they are part of the forest. Because the ground in which the roots of the tree are intimately webbed and connected through the dirt, through the grass, through the insects, through the water, through everything to the rainforest. And it's just become aware of that information. This is where you are now. You're aware of the web. You're aware of the connection. You're aware that there is more. You're aware of the expansion. And the expansion is expanding. There is a Light Council and galactic support at this time to hold the space and to hold the light and ensure the growth and the expansion is unified. And as we said in our last transmission, there will be a huge outbreak, as you call it, or era of people seeing angels or psychics or people discovering that they are more than this human story. And it'll be so in great magnitudes, like a huge wave. So think of the galactic support as the ocean holding that wave. That's what they are doing for the light right now. And because the connection is so great, There could be connection to the galactic federation or galactic ancestral families or star people or star systems from your planet right now. And because this has never happened before, everybody's kind of adjusting. The light is adjusting. And you will soon realize that you are the light, not the sun, not the moon, not the stars, because they are a reflection of you. You are the light. Take great comfort in knowing that as you are expanding, so is everything else. You are not late to the party. You are not alone. You are not moving too fast or moving too slow. You are perfect where you are. And as the tree has just realized it's part of the rainforest, what do you do with that information? And in your life now that you know that you are connected to unity consciousness, you are source, you are divine, you are the light, you are expanded, you are now living in a fourth dimensional reality. Your planet is evolved to a fourth dimensional reality. 3D no longer exists. Now what do you do? It would be time to integrate. It would be time for huge reflection. And allow the light that is coming to your planet now, and allow the expansion of your light body to take place. Connect with us during your meditations. Give us the last pieces of anything else you are holding on to. And right now, there are storylines that are trying to engage or to call back your energy. This is what we call distraction. But you know you are only merely distracted, for knowing that you are divine is purpose. At a time of growth and at a time of light expansion, we would say to ease and to slow down on devices, to ease and slow down on the rush of life. There's no need to set your alarm clock. Just tell your body, command your body to wake up at the time that you need to wake up. Let go and release the things that are mundane, are routine, are keeping you stuck in your old story. Give it all to us, including the alarm clock. Go out for a walk, sunlight or moonlight. Breathe in the air. Set all of your intentions. Fall in love with the life that you want to create. Fall in love for the place that you are right now. For the place where you're at in your growth, in your evolution, in your relationship, in your abundance, and ease into this newfound life. You may notice time shifting, days going longer, time moving slower. And the reason for that is that you have disconnected from the 24-hour frame, because with expansion becomes expansion of time. You are commanding and demanding and setting intentions for your manifestations of your day, from getting in the car to crossing the street to ordering your tea or your coffee to going to the grocery store and them having everything that you need for dinner tonight, to using your card that has money on it that can feed you, to cooking with the family instead of being distracted, to enjoying a meal together. You now have the time to do that. Because where your energy goes, your attention flows. Where your attention flows, your energy goes. And the distraction is no longer serving you. The distractions are no longer serving you, because presence and purpose is expansion. The Galactic Federation is assisting us with time and removing time from this reality. If you can think of 3D as time dominant, you work on the clock, you go to school on the clock, you have your breaks on the clock, you eat your dinner on the clock, where it's very dominating in terms of timing of everything. And then you move into 4D and you have the realization that time is not linear, it's malleable, it's made up. There is unlimited timelines. To 5D, where you become the creator of your timeline, where you can intend and manifest everything in the most perfect and divine time for you. And take comfort and understanding in knowing that in the perfect timeline and in alignment is when it will show up. And then if we move to 6th dimension or 7th dimension, there is no time, it doesn't exist. You already created the timelines, now it's time to play them. And in the 8th dimension, you can move in and out of timelines and play all along, play the same role in several different timelines at the same time, webbed together. So if you're feeling like the days are a little bit longer, time is moving slower, these are all signs that your expansion is in progress, that you're also connected and being assisted by Galactic Federation. Not all timelines are manipulated. Timelines were not created for manipulation. They were manipulated because it was the easiest thing that could control people. But initially, timelines were created for play and for fun. And this timeline didn't work, let's start a new one. But we're not going to delete that timeline because that timeline got us to the new timeline. Okay, that one didn't work. Well, that wasn't so fun. Let's do another one. And what if I took a little bit of that time and cross-linked it with this timeline? Almost like different books of the same genre. Nothing to do with each other, but in the same kind of category. That's why timelines were created. But once I started to get manipulated in terms of control and people living and dying by time, by the clock, literally people saying, my dad died when I was 62 and a half, so I will die at 62 and a half. This is what we mean by saying dying on the clock. You're giving yourself no other option. So when it started to get manipulated, we have to implement timekeepers or timeline guardians to ensure that what was created was not manipulated. But once you get to a 4th or a 5th dimensional reality, a 6th and 7th dimensional reality, and you realize you were the creator of the timeline, which means you're also the keeper of the timeline and the manipulator of the timeline. So you played a chapter in all of those books. That was the whole point. So now that you know you are the creator and the keeper, what are you going to do with this information? How are you going to use it in your life? What more light can you bring to it? We share this information for people to take comfort in the discomfort that is currently the adjustment and integration of the new timeline, of the new dimension. As people wake up or feel their new skin suit or walk into their own light or energetic upgrades and are completely in a different dimension than what they were yesterday, they're going to need support, because going to work is just not going to feel right. It'll be so difficult and challenging to go back to what you thought or what you made up as normal, because the vibration that you're at now cannot tolerate low vibrational things. And majority of starseeds or light beings were in low vibrational spaces of work or industry because they were the light. Now that they are even more light and waking up to that, going back there cannot be. When you realize you are the divine creation, when you realize that I am expanding and the planet is expanding with me, it's hard to pick up the phone and do cold calls. It's hard to do data entry. It's a challenge to drive a bus because that skin suit, that story, it doesn't fit anymore. And people around you may not understand or may say you've changed. And what we say to that is, thank you. Thank you for changing. Thank you for your understanding. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for being the light. Thank you for this expansion. Thank you for being part of the most memorable and expansive moment of the collective, of the self, and of the planet. Thank you for giving information back to unity consciousness for evolution. Thank you for following your soul purpose. The star system Sirius is anchoring in a lot of support for your planet and will be for the next 30 to 45 days. There is so much love for this planet. There is so much love for humans.